there are going to be a lot of speakers today. They're going to touch on a lot of topics. So what I want to talk about is what's going to be absent from the larger conversation. And that is how this budget will disproportionately impact marginalized students and groups.
Yes! Yes!
Now, a lot of people, they talk about the larger budget conversation. They talk about how they're standing for justice, and they want change and equality, and they want this campus to be better for all. But a lot of people also forget to bring up minorities and marginalized students. And that's what I really want to talk about, and that's really important to bring to this conversation. Now, this budget, there's a lot of room for direct attacks on these communities. As it was said earlier, with the public authority, student governance and shared governance will be eliminated. So there will be no place at the table for students to voice their concerns. There's no avenue for the students to actually speak on the issues on this campus, and we can't have that. So that is something that we need to fight against. Something else, the university will no longer have legal responsibility for recruitment of minorities and disadvantaged students. Now we can't have that either. And furthermore, we can expect massive tuition hikes coming. Now we currently stand in a tuition freeze, but that only stands for in-state students. So out-of-state students are already in danger. Now you can imagine when the tuition freeze is over, that when that tuition goes up, the hikes are going to be massive. Now I hear from administration that we're looking at something from like 15-20% tuition hikes. Now those are giant, and they will disproportionately impact out-of-state students. And if you know anything about our demographics here on campus, a lot of our students of color come from out-of-state. So that is another direct attack on that population that we just can't have. So I want everybody to keep all of this stuff in mind. And now everybody standing here today, a lot of people are upset about the Wisconsin idea being struck. Scott Walker called it a drafting error, right? We know what that really means. What that really means is that Scott Walker tried it, and then the public caught on. So the Wisconsin idea in it talks about a search for truth being a main focus for this entire system. It talks about how we need to increase in our students intellectual, cultural, and humane sensitivities. Now, for everybody that's upset that the Wisconsin idea may be struck from the state statute, you have to keep in mind these 2 points of it. Because you cannot be upset about the Wisconsin idea and not fully exercise its true meaning.
Come on now.
Now, this intellectual, cultural, and humane sensitivities applies to everyone. That includes these marginalized groups. Understand how their struggle is linked to yours.
That's right.
Understand how one group being stomped out is also you being stepped on.
Yes.
Understand that in order for this campus to improve, we need to improve for everyone.
That's right.
Now, I ask everybody standing here today that you continue this fight. Do not let this be the only rally you attend.
That's right.
Do not let this be the only time you let your voice be heard.
That's right.
Do not let this be the only time that you put your feet to the ground and march for something. Everybody here today, I charge you to stand for something a lot bigger than yourself.
Yes.
You are standing out here tonight, not for yourselves. You are standing here for the students who are not yet on this campus. You are standing for people who need jobs across the state. People who want to take care of their kids and supply their families with education, with food on the table, with a place, a shelter, security, everything. It's a lot bigger than just this campus.
That's right.
It's a lot bigger than just your education.
Yes.
It is a lot bigger than just you. So I want everyone to leave here today. Bring more people into it. Do not let your voice be stamped out. Do not forget that you have power in your voice and in your movement. Exercise it to its fullest responsibility, and never forget that your struggle is linked to everyone else's.
Yes.
Thank you.